Imagine a man who wakes up in the morning and decides to land a rocket on a floating drone ship in the middle of the ocean. Then, by lunch, he decides to implant a chip in a human brain. And by dinner, he decides to buy the world's town square for $44 billion. He is the richest man in history, the real-life Iron Man. But peel back the armor, and you don't find a superhero. You find a man sleeping on a factory floor, tortured by demons, unable to feel happy, driven by a pain so deep that he has to leave the earth to escape it. His biographer called it demon mode. When Elon goes quiet, when his eyes go dark, run. He will fire an engineer for a wrong look. He will sleep under his desk for weeks. He will sacrifice everything, his wives, his children, his health, for the mission. The question is he trying to save humanity? Or is he trying to save himself from his own past? From the violent streets of South Africa to the surface of Mars, this is the full, uncensored story of Elon Musk. Welcome to Defining Moments. Pretoria, South Africa. 1,980 seconds. Elon was not a cool kid. He was the smallest boy in the class. He was awkward. He read encyclopedias for fun. In the brutal culture of South Africa, this made him a target. One day, a gang of boys hunted him down. They threw him down a concrete staircase. They kicked him in the head until his face was swollen like a ball of flesh. Elon was hospitalized for weeks. He still has breathing problems today because of that beating. But the physical pain was nothing compared to what waited at home. Enter Elon Musk. His father. Errol was a brilliant engineer, but a psychologically cruel man. When Elon came home from the hospital, bruised and bandaged, his father didn't comfort him. He made Elon stand for hours while he screamed at him, calling him an idiot, worthless, pathetic. Elon said, "My father has done almost every evil thing you can possibly think of." This trauma created a defense mechanism. Elon learned to shut off his emotions. He learned that the world is a dangerous place, and the only way to survive is to be smarter, faster, and harder than everyone else. He wasn't just studying physics. He was studying how to escape. 17 years old, Elon escapes to Canada, then America. He arrives in Silicon Valley just as the internet boom begins. He sleeps in the office. He showers at the YMCA. He creates Zip2, sold for $300 million. He creates X.com, which becomes PayPal, sold for $1.5 billion. By age 30, he is wildly rich. He buys a McLaren F1 sports car. He marries his college sweetheart, Justine Wilson. But tragedy follows him like a shadow. In 2002, Elon and Justine welcomed their first son, Nevada Alexander Musk. Elon was finally happy. He was a father. But at 10 weeks old, Nevada stopped breathing in his sleep. SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. Elon held his son as he was taken off life support. The baby died in his arms. Just like in his childhood, Elon didn't know how to grieve. He refused to talk about Nevada. He buried his pain deep inside and did the only thing he knew how to do: work. He told Justine, "I don't want to talk about it." He poured all his grief, all his rage, and all his money into two impossible ideas. One was called SpaceX. The other was called Tesla. And he was about to lose everything. – 2006. SpaceX attempts its first launch. Falcon 1. Elon poured $100 million of his own money into this. He told the world, "I will make space travel cheap." The world watched. 30 seconds after liftoff, boom. It crashed. Elon lost millions. 2007. Second launch failed. 2008. Third launch failed. The media loved it. They called him a fraud, a delusional billionaire playing with toys. Neil Armstrong, Elon's hero, testified against him in Congress. That broke Elon's heart. Meanwhile, at Tesla, things were even worse. The Tesla Roadster was a disaster. It cost too much to build. The doors didn't work. The transmission broke. Detroit auto giants laughed at him. Electric cars are golf carts. They will never work. Elon was burning $4 million a month. He was bleeding cash from both arteries. Then came 2008, the Great Recession. The global economy collapsed. This was the worst possible time to run a car company and a rocket company. And then, his personal life imploded. Justine, his wife and mother of his 5 children, filed for divorce. It was a messy, public war. The tabloids attacked him every day. Elon was living in a nightmare. He was working 120 hours a week. He was sleeping on the factory floor because he didn't have time to go home. He started having night terrors. He would wake up screaming in the middle of the night, climbing on his wife, clawing at her chest because he thought he was dying. He was physically vomiting from stress. He had run out of cash. He had to borrow money from friends just to pay rent. He faced an impossible choice. He had about $30 million left. If he gave it to SpaceX, Tesla would die. If he gave it to Tesla, SpaceX would die. Or he could split the money. But then, both companies would likely die. Everyone told him, pick one, save one. But Elon isn't normal. He pushed all his chips to the center of the table. He chose both. He risked becoming homeless to keep his dreams alive. September 28, 2008. SpaceX had parts for only one more rocket, the 4th launch. If this failed, SpaceX was bankrupt. Tesla was bankrupt. Elon Musk was finished. The employees were crying in the control room. They hadn't slept in weeks. The engines ignited. The rocket cleared the tower. Stage separation confirmed. Orbit achieved. It worked. That success saved him. NASA called and gave SpaceX a $1.5 billion contract on Christmas Eve. Tesla was saved at the last hour by investors. Within 12 months, Elon went from being broke to being the CEO of $2 billion companies. Around this time, a Hollywood director named Jon Favreau was making a movie called Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. needed inspiration for Tony Stark. He didn't want to play a boring, rich guy. He wanted to play a genius, a rebel. He met Elon Musk. He saw the factory. He saw the madness. He saw the genius. And Tony Stark was born. Elon Musk was no longer the fraud. He was the real-life superhero. But superheroes are often the loneliest people on Earth. Why does the richest man in the world sleep in a tiny $50 to $1,000 house? Because he is liquidating all his assets for one mission, Mars. Elon believes that humanity is in danger. An asteroid, a nuclear war, or AI could wipe us out. His solution: back up humanity on another hard drive. He built Starship, the biggest flying object ever made by humans. It is taller than the Statue of Liberty. He wants to build a city of 1 million people on Mars by 2050. People called him crazy. But remember, they called him crazy for electric cars too. He famously said, "I would like to die on Mars, just not on impact." But escaping Earth isn't enough. Elon wants to upgrade humans. He fears artificial intelligence. He thinks AI could become the Terminator and destroy us. His logic is simple. If you can't beat them, join them. Enter Neuralink, a chip implanted directly into your skull. He wants to connect your brain to the internet. It sounds like a horror movie. But for Elon, it's hope. He wants to cure blindness. He wants to help paralyzed people walk again just by thinking. We saw a monkey playing a video game with its mind. Is this the next step of evolution? Or are we playing God? 2022. Elon did something that shocked everyone. He bought Twitter, now X, for $44 billion. Why? He didn't do it for money. He overpaid massively. He said he did it to save free speech. He called Twitter the digital town square. But the takeover was chaotic. He walked into the headquarters carrying a kitchen sink. He fired 80% of the staff. He slept on the floor of the office again. Advertisers fled. The media turned against him. The real-life Iron Man became the supervillain in many people's eyes. He was booed on stage at a comedy show. For the first time, Elon wasn't the underdog. He was the controversial king. It showed us that even a genius can make impulsive, messy decisions. So, is Elon Musk happy? He has 11 children, but he rarely sees some of them. He has billions, but no home. He works 16 hours a day, every day. In a rare, vulnerable interview, he admitted there are great highs, terrible lows, and unrelenting stress. I don't think most people would want to be me. He is a man running on pain. The boy who was kicked down the stairs in South Africa is still running. He is running to Mars. He is running to the future. Because if he stops running, the demons of his past might catch up. Love him or hate him, Elon Musk has pushed humanity forward faster than anyone else. Here are his 3 rules for success. Rule number 1, first principles thinking. Don't copy. Boil things down to their fundamental truths and reason up from there. Rule number 2, embrace failure. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. Failure is an option here. Rule number 3, high pain tolerance. If you want to change the world, you have to be willing to suffer more than anyone else. From a bullied boy in Pretoria to the architect of our future, this was the full story of Elon Musk. If you watched this far, if you survived the full 60 minutes, you are part of the 1%. Please hit like and subscribe to Defining Moments. And tell me in the comments, do you think we will reach Mars in our lifetime? I'm Peter. The future is waiting.